Pack your things. Her voice cracked through the hallway like a whip. No hesitation, no regret, just command. So I did, silently, slowly, carefully. What she didn't know, what none of them knew, was that when I zipped my bag shut, I was sealing something else too. Because that same night, I canceled the Autopay. Every bill, every subscription, every safety net they never lifted a finger to set up for themselves. The house stayed loud until the water stopped. I used to think love meant sacrifice, that loyalty meant obedience. When she said jump, I asked, how high? When he stayed silent, I filled the silence with apologies. And when my brother failed, I picked up the pieces. That was my role, invisible scaffolding, holding up a house that pretended it didn't need me. But scaffolding gets torn down when the building is finished, at least when they think it's finished. It started small. I noticed the way my paychecks disappeared faster than they should. Utilities always in my name. Their vacations somehow landing on my credit card. Just until we catch up, Mom would say. Family helps family, Dad would echo. I believed them. Until I caught the laughter behind closed doors. Heard them joke about how useful I was. How I'd never leave because I was too weak. That was the night something inside me snapped. Quietly, invisibly. I stopped being their safety net. I became their reckoning. Planning took months. I rerouted every account, closed the joint cards, set new passwords. And with every move, I smiled at the dinner table, nodding as they bragged about how much control they had over me. They didn't notice I was withdrawing piece by piece. Didn't notice the autopays vanishing. Didn't notice me stacking cash in a private account. The cruelest part? They didn't notice me at all. The breaking point came on a Sunday. We were arguing again, not about money this time, about me. Mom's voice sharpened. You're ungrateful. You think you're better than us? I stayed quiet. Her face turned red. If you don't like it here, pack your things. So I did, bag by bag, room by room. They watched, stunned at first, then smug. They thought I was bluffing, that I'd come crawling back. But I wasn't leaving empty-handed. I was leaving with the last thread holding their fragile life together. The silence came 3 days later. The water shut off first, then the electricity, then the internet. No showers, no lights, no Netflix to drown out the guilt. I wasn't there to see it, but I can picture it. The panic, the finger-pointing, the sudden realization that the invisible scaffolding was gone. By the end of the week, they called. Not to apologize, not to beg, but to blame. You did this, Mom hissed through the receiver. Yes, I said, calm, I did. And then I hung up. Revenge isn't loud, it's quiet. It's the silence when they open the tap and nothing comes out. The darkness when the switch clicks and the room stays black. The cold realization that the person they dismissed, belittled, and exploited was the only one holding their world together. I didn't need to scream. I just needed to step away. The confrontation came months later. I agreed to meet them, neutral ground, a cafe in town. Mom looked thinner. Dad looked older. My brother sat slumped, avoiding my eyes. "Why are you doing this to us?" she asked, voice brittle. I leaned back, steady. "I'm not doing anything to you. I just stopped saving you." Dad's jaw clenched. "You're family." "Exactly," I said. "Family doesn't exploit. Family doesn't bleed one person dry so the rest can thrive." My brother finally spoke. "You ruined us." I smiled. "No, you ruined yourselves." I just stopped covering the cracks. The silence after that was thick. They wanted to argue, to scream, to twist blame into guilt. But deep down, they knew. They'd built their comfort on me. And when I left, the house collapsed. That's the thing about scaffolding. It doesn't fail the building. It only reveals how unstable the structure really was. Now I live in a place of my own, bills in my name that I actually pay. For me. Lights that stay on because I choose them to. Water that flows because I earned it. Sometimes I think back to that hallway, to her voice, "Pack your things." She thought she was throwing me out, but really, she set me free. The day the water stopped, so did their power over me. And that silence, that cold, empty silence, was the sweetest sound I've ever heard.